At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
Are negative Google reviews hurting your business? Don't let unfair feedback cost you customers. At Webamax, we specialize in removing false, misleading, and damaging reviews so your online reputation stays strong. Our expert team works quickly and legally to clean up your digital presence, helping you rebuild trust. Visit us on the web at www.gowebamax.com. That's GOWEBIMAX.com, or text us for a free quote at 856-840-8343. Don't let bad reviews define you. Get immediate help from Webamax.
Hi, here's your report.
Thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire a whole team of yous.
Try posting a job on LinkedIn. It's the world's largest professional network. Unlike resumes, LinkedIn gives a real-time view into a candidate's skills, experiences, and more.
Huh, let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Find your perfect match with LinkedIn. Post your free job at linkedin.com/achieve. That's linkedin.com/achieve. Terms and conditions apply.
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss. Oof, like wind in your hair carefree. Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree. Yes! Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox Carefree. He's on a roll now. Spit toothpaste on the faucet. You got it. You got it. Peanut butter on the light switch. Oh, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good. Okay, we're back. Use as directed.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Xyzal is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Xyzal keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all, take Xyzal. At night.
It's the NFL offseason. So obviously, we're going to be talking about banning the TUSH push. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. The fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. And guys, before we get to the TUSH push conversation that's circulating around social media, it's Tuesday morning. It's the 25th of February. And I want to give you a couple quick hitters before we start talking about the TUSH push. First, foremost, coming out this past weekend, sorry, missed the show on Monday, but news this past weekend was that Nolan Smith went under the knife to have to fix a torn tricep. Nolan Smith played the Super Bowl with a torn tricep. You heard that right. Not only did Cam Jurgens have to have back surgery immediately after the parade, not only is Landon Dickerson going to need to, have knee surgery at some point this offseason, not only did Brandon Graham have to come back from a horrific injury, Nolan Smith played the Super Bowl with a torn tricep. It's just this Eagles team, past team from 2024, every single day there's a new legendary thing coming out about this team. And it's just so, still gets so excited just thinking about how great the season was and how great, everybody performed. So that's the first thing. And you got Jalen Hurts, who played banged up throughout the year, already out there. Videos already circulating on the NFL websites about Jalen Hurts out there already working on footwork and preparing for 2025. So 1 year is not enough, but the legends of the 2024 Eagles continue to grow. Nolan Smith, torn tricep. Second thing that I want to hit you with today, something I've been thinking about a little bit since the season ended, and that is Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, between the regular season and the playoffs this past year, had 482 touches. All right. If he was top fantasy football, running back this past season. And I'm using fantasy football to describe, and fantasy football stats to describe a concern I have entering this offseason and going into next year, and that's what should Saquon Barkley's usage, and are you concerned about the usage from 2024 for 2025? So the last 5 running backs that had the amount of touches that Saquon Barkley did each of the last 5 years, I want to give you where they went from the number 1 running back to where they went the following year. Last year, Christian McCaffrey was coming off his dominant season. And this past year, he was the 68th ranked fantasy football quarterback. 2 years ago, Josh Jacobs followed up a great campaign with a 28th ranking. Najee Harris followed up with a 14th. Derrick Henry followed up from 1 to 21. And Christian McCaffrey the year before went from 1 to 53. So there's going to have to be an expectation with Saquon Barkley that he may find a little drop-off in production. A lot of those guys went from averaging 4 or 5 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry, to 3.5 or so yards per carry. So the Eagles have to really think this offseason about what they want to use Saquon Barkley, or how they want to use Saquon Barkley next year. Also, with Kenny Gainwell being a free agent, and a lot of people have already written off Kenny Gainwell of not coming back. And I know we drafted Will Shipley last year. I know Will Shipley had some fantastic, memories in the playoffs. But we're not ready to turn over the reins to Will Shipley yet, are we? Running back 2 or 3, wherever you consider Will Shipley, the opposite of that, is going to be something that the Eagles need to address this offseason. Whether it's bringing back Kenny Gainwell, or going out and drafting another running back, or going out and getting a free agent this offseason, you're going to need to have somebody else. Our old friend and former backup to Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, may be washed, but he may be available. So that's just something for you to keep in mind, something to keep in the back of your heads over the next month or two as this offseason progresses. So the big news on Monday was that an unnamed team, at first it was an unnamed team, did submit a rule change to the NFL in every offseason. There's lots of rule changes submitted to the NFL. And the rule change was to ban the tush push, the play the Eagles have made famous, the play that is nearly unstoppable from the Eagles. It has come out, since then that it seems like the Green Bay Packers were the team that asked the league to ban the tush push. And I got to ask you first, do you agree or disagree with the banning of the tush push? I'm assuming if you're an Eagles fan listening to this, you are not against banning the tush push. I find it so comical that other teams around the NFL, and I'm sure there's a lot of teams that want the tush push banned, that they want to change the rules of the NFL to ban a play simply for the fact that you cannot stop it when the Eagles run it. And if you try to run it yourself, you can't do it. Because let's be honest, a lot of teams this past year took after the 2023 Eagles and tried to run the tush push. And only one other team in the NFL even had remote success running it, and that was the Baltimore Ravens. And I think when they run it, they use Mark Andrews under center, not Lamar Jackson. The Packers tried to run it, couldn't, and they couldn't stop us doing it. The Bills tried to run it this year, couldn't do it. Every team the Eagles faced tried to stop us and couldn't. So because you can't do it and because you can't stop it, let's make it illegal. It's kind of crazy. It goes to, and this is a football podcast, but to baseball. In baseball a few years ago, they banned the infield and outfield shift, where you can't stack a defense on one side of the field. If a player's a pull hitter and you want to, stop them by putting all your guys on the pull side, you're not allowed to do it. So because baseball hitters weren't able to adjust, let's just ban something from happening. That's just not the way it works. Find a way to stop it. Find a way to get leverage on the Eagles' offensive line. Find something, anything that you can do to stop it, or figure out what the Eagles are doing that makes it so unstoppable and run it yourself. But no, that's not how we do things in sports. How we do it is, if we can't stop it, we'll just try to ban it. And to me, it's laughable. I think it's comical. Will it get banned? I don't know this offseason, but I fully expect at some point, whether it's this offseason, next, soon, in the near future, the NFL, that enough teams will, vote to ban the tush push. And you know what? That's fine. Go for it. You want to ban it? Go for it. We'll still quarterback sneak it on you. Would Saquon Barkley have 25 touchdowns instead of, low double-digit numbers? Well, we'll still dominate with our offensive line in other ways. And you'll find another excuse on why you're losing to the Eagles. So I just want to put that out there. I want to know your opinions on the tush push. And you know what? If you've got opinions on the tush push, why don't you down below in the description is the link to Trending in the AM, my morning show on the STT Sports Network, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. I'm going to be discussing it today on Tuesday here on the channel. So jump in the comments and let me know what you think. Tush push. Ban it or don't. What your thoughts are on it. Should it be banned or not? Our team's just jealous or not. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stiefel. Don't ban the tush push. Learn to stop it, guys. Go Birds. And bubbles up.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
If your football team had one option in their playbook, the results probably wouldn't be great. The same could be said for your investments. SIBO index options like SPX and XSP can help expand your investing strategies with cash settlement and potential tax advantages. If you're ready for a more dynamic game plan, head to betterwithoptions.com. SIBO, life is better with options. Your investments could be too. There are risks associated with SIBO company products. Review the disclosures and disclaimers at SIBO.com/US_disclaimers.
TaxAct knows small business owners can sometimes use a little help with their taxes. That's why TaxAct has Expert Assist, a team of live tax experts ready to answer any questions you may have. Think of them as your own personal sidekick. Not like one of those funny talking animal sidekicks, more like the super smart nerding out on tax code and business casual attire sidekick, but just as helpful and lovable. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.